Okay, I think this is a good opportunity for me to do a music update from the beautiful beach here at İztuzu, just outside of Dalyan. Here we go. Let's start with the first thing. Is touring. Yes, the music possibilities during the evenings and the weekends. As you see, I arrived here and directly was performing at a local bar with people I didn't know, very good musicians. They picked up on what I was doing and no rehearsal required. Brilliant. I got to find those guys because the next time I come around this place or decide to be here, I've got to have a list of musicians that are going to be available. So as I'm a solo artist, I think the strategy is not to tour with a band, not to take the guys on the road. So much hassle and difficulty and expense. But as a solo artist, I think I can do it. Happy to play solo. But if you find musicians like I found the other night, they can very quickly get into shape and put on a set and start some paid gigs. So I think that's what I'm doing now, is just seeding places, the areas where I know people, where I can stay affordably or even rent-free, as I'm always leveraging my English teaching for accommodation. So I think that's a key factor. I probably would have had to already head back to the UK if I hadn't already been in touch with my ex-students from 15-20 years ago that still required English, either for a project or to improve or for a family member. So at the moment I'm here and I've kind of done an exchange with teaching English to the sister of my host. So basic English, basic level. I'm just meeting regularly every day for an hour, and she's reading, and I'm just giving some guidance really for this time, just to get started without too much hassle, too much stress. So I have techniques for that for beginners. Although I don't normally teach beginners, I do have a methodology that allows for that if the student has patience, because learning a language is a little bit like learning a musical instrument. 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. So you can't really notice a difference unless you look at a time period. And the reality is that I think if you're not ready to start learning a language and give it at least 6 months, then it's probably better you don't even start. Same with a musical instrument. Say, unless you're going to give it 6 months, don't even bother. Why even bother? I know many people who have given up, but I think they gave up too quickly, too early. It's better just to leave it in the corner of the room, your instrument, and play it 5 minutes a day than wait for 3 hours at the weekend. And I think the same goes for learning anything, and of course learning English. So I'm building up a kind of roadmap to figure, because basically if I had to pay for hotels everywhere I travelled, I would already be broke. And I came very close to being broke twice. And I think the leverage of the English teaching and the luck, let's say, well, it's not exactly luck, I suppose it's the contacts, having the contacts that were genuinely wanted me to stay here in Turkey. They found a way. They asked their mother, who was in America. I've got my old friend Zack. He needs a place to stay. Is it okay if he stays at your place while you're away? And yes, they remember me. So I had a month in Majka with my good friend Kerime at her mum's flat, which kept me here. I think the main thing was, after talking to people, I realised how important English was really still for people here in Istanbul. A lot of people want to, young people especially, want to be able to escape the devaluation, let's say, or the lack of prospects of owning their own home or what have you. So they are also looking to send their kids abroad for studies, for English, for university, for jobs. So I think the English is as my student said 15 years ago, it was 40% of people wanted to leave Turkey and needed English for that, to look at more opportunities. And he said today, Zach, it's 80%. So there's a real demand for your skills now here in Turkey. So from that conversation with my good friend and ex-student Attila at the World Trade Center, I started to investigate and reconnect with the education hub and with the former contacts I have here from all the schools that I work with. I think I worked for Callan, I worked for Berlitz, I worked for Wall Street Institute, I worked for pretty much all 5 or 6 of the top well-known English schools, British side, which is no longer, and as I say, and some private schools where I worked. So I have my connections, I'm reconnecting, and the idea is to maybe the second time around is to pre-organise workshops or retreats. There are some issues, visa issues about going to the UK to study now, and I think this is what prompted me to just pack up and say, you know what, this is the first summer I've had no work in Brighton teaching English, because 2 groups from abroad were cancelled. Their visas were basically revoked, and I only found out about it like on the Friday before the Monday was supposed to start, teaching groups of 50. So I made the plunge and got rid of my flat and put all my stuff in storage and decided to start my world tour. I did have an invitation in India first. I think that was the start of it, which my brother-in-law is principal of a school in Gaya, which is very close to Kolkata in the northeast of India. And so I had an opportunity for a couple of years to go out there and to help the 6 to 16-year-old students in this private school to actually speak English. So I had a 2-3 month project there, which was, I think it was very, successful. And I have the evidence to prove it. I made a case study on my channel, YouTube channel, Destination English. I've posted a playlist of pretty much what I did in India, and not only that, but I posted the results, and they've invited me back this winter, November and January. I have a window there for December to tour India as a musician, so looks like 3-4 months I will be there, and I'm planning that now. I'm planning to do some musical releases and some fusion projects in India while I'm there. I found some wonderful musicians, Prabhu and Jay and Vinesh. I believe they're waiting for me to come out and do a city tour. So I really look forward to meeting those guys again, and planning really to start performing professionally this winter. See if I can get on some festivals around India. And so my winter, technically, actually very warm in India. I think there's a window from about October to March where it's between 20 and 30 degrees, just ideal for me. But middle of March I got out, it was just going above 30, and it was about the right time to leave and come to the UK to do a couple of gigs there. But as I say, the summer work didn't work out, so I decided I think it's time to start and continue the tour and reconnect with my good friends in Istanbul. Yes, so I think that was a big mission. I thought I just got to get back to Istanbul after 15 years. I had 2 tickets that I lost in 2008, I believe. There was a terrorist attack at Ataturk airport. I had my ticket ready for that time, but I was told probably not a good time to come, Zach, curfew and what have you. and then there was the coup as well, which was around the same time. So I made 2 attempts, but finally I got here, and I've reconnected with at least a dozen, 20 people that I used to know, and it's great. So I think I'm planning to set up a base here in Istanbul for Europe. Everything is pretty much accessible, 3 hours flight, and I can pretty much be anywhere in Europe. So and the climate suits me. Now I know that there's work during the day. I can focus on teaching English during the daytime, Monday to Friday, and then look at doing the music in the evenings, paid gigs, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, let's say, and English teaching during the daytime in the week. So I think that's a doable plan. I'm just working on the strategies and all the contacts, and I have a bucket list of stuff to do to plan that. But I say this is the first year, so I'm on month 7, and we've already done India, UK, Morocco. So I'm pretty much on target actually for that 12 months to five countries, multi-city in each country, and just investigating those cities so that I can make a hub in one place, probably preferably where I have the accommodation organised, and in it very inexpensive, or I've got the teaching work to cover it, and I'm happy to do an exchange, language exchange for accommodation, as this helps me to do it. It's not possible to do it otherwise, economically. I can see that, and so I'm going to be relaunching my Patreon page with just maybe 2 tiers, and I think that will give kind of more insight into what I'm doing. So behind the the facade of laying on beaches and looking at ideal Mediterranean beautiful sceneries, it is very tough. It's the first year, and I say I've been broke, like nearly broke twice, and I've just been lucky in the sense that economically I was going to head home back to the UK and back to family support, and mum always is there, which is wonderful. So guys, be good to your mum, because she's the only one who's really going to be there when you need it, and not ask for anything back. So thanks mum. By the way, I am selling the car you gifted me on my birthday. So that's off-road, and I've already been using it as collateral to keep this thing going, because I must admit, when I got back to the UK I ran out of money. I was like not planned, I've not budgeted in India, and I flew everywhere actually. I think that was the mistake. Actually, that was my mum. Yeah, she was looking at the security, said, "Oh, you got to fly, you don't take the road, it's all dodgy." Anyway, once I got the lingo, I spent 6 weeks in Goa, and I'd never spoken Hindi in my life, actually, for fear of mockery from family and friends. But I've been obviously listening to it all my life. My sisters are fluent, they learnt from the movies, watching Bollywood and what have you. And I thought life is too short to watch 3-hour movies in order to learn a language, but I was always listening. So I had an opportunity, 6 weeks in Goa, just me on my Todd, researching, chilling out, and obviously I was doing paid gigs. I got paid gigs in Goa, and found a wonderful expat community from the UK, about 200 people that go to Goa every winter to escape the UK winter for Christmas and a couple of months until about March, and they all knew each other, and they've been coming for the last 20 years. So that's something I could plug you guys into with the Patreon, is to give you that behind the scenes information, that if you're a traveller and you're on a budget, whatever your budget is, in India you've got every tier. So whatever your budget is, I pretty much investigated Goa for 1 week, did the reconnaissance with my good friend Gotham, and we basically hired a driver for 6 days, like 8 hours a day, to drive around Goa and just check everything out. And that was a 1-week mission. I think it was a week of Diwali, yes, so it was like late November, something like that. And we stayed in a very funky Ibiza type resort. I can't remember the exact name, but I'll let you know. But it was a bit too loud for me. But I found 2 alternatives. One was Arambol and the other was Anjuna. And as I say, I've got contacts in those places, and I will start to post and give you those contacts and some idea of pricing and where to go and where to be safe, where to be secure, how to get a private driver that's not going to rip you off. So all these kind of things behind the scenes, collecting the data, and I will be able to share with subscribers on my Patreon, so that you can come and join me at any stage of the journey. And I say I am kind of looking at this window of how can I say, 20 to 30 degrees. Like, that's ideal for me. Once it gets over 30, I think you're struggling with the heat in the afternoon. But there is a solution for that, and that is to do a siesta. Get up early in the morning, get to the beach, do your breakfast, just wake up with a beautiful sunrise, and then go and have your siesta, and wake up early evening and go and have your dinner. And by that time it's cool, and you avoid the 36, 37 degrees. So all is possible. You've just got to be flexible. So these are some of the tips that I've been learning along the way, and how to manage, how to budget, of course. Yeah, you're on a daily budget basically, because you got 3 months money of savings, for example, when I was working in India, and that's got to last me another 3 months for touring India without knowing that I'm going to get any paid gigs, although I did get some, so that was very positive. But because I was flying everywhere, I did run out of money quickly, so I had to recalibrate, get back to the UK, sell the car, get rid of stuff, sell bits and pieces. On eBay, I did start selling a lot of stuff in eBay. I got to do it. I found a quick way to do it, easy way with the iPad. So that raised some cash for me as well. And just get minimalist. And I've basically, since Morocco, been traveling with an acoustic guitar in a hard case and a rucksack. That is it for the last 2 months. I must admit, in India I had a couple of cases, and I even sent one case by road to other cities because it was cheaper than taking it on a flight or in cargo. So the first year, 12 months is the seeding year, and I say I'm learning. It's a learning process. I'm documenting everything, and prices as well. I've documented the price of every purchase I've made since I was in India, so that's continuing, and that will allow me a really good option for repeating this circuit next year, which will be a lot more comfortable. And I will open invitation for you guys to come, especially my subscribers, because you'll have that data and that information, and even those contacts. And as I say, when I was teaching English, I mean, it's been 20 years, the habit I made actually at the time was every time I met a student, I would take their business card or their contact details. So now, 20 years later, in hindsight, that was the best thing I'd ever done, was maintain contact or have those contacts, because pretty much everyone that I've actually met, the close friends that I had that I'd even forgotten, every day somebody came to mind. Oh wow, that person, yeah, I remember we went on holiday together, yeah, or I lived in their place, or what have you. You know, there was some recollection, and I just got on the blower and phoned them and called them, and next day we're meeting, and yeah, man, it's a really lovely feeling to know that these guys also have been following me on social media. They say, yeah, I know what you're up to, man. I know you're in India. Yeah, I know what's going on in your life. And so I think that was also a key on Facebook, on Instagram. I think I've been pretty consistent, just posting stuff, especially the travel stuff. So this is a long video, but it's a recap, and I think I'll cut this into maybe 3 or 4 smaller segments for a video log. But it is nice to be able to give a more casual, relaxed description of really what's going on and what I'm learning, because this is a learning curve, this is a process. And yes, I got ripped off every day when I was in Istanbul, and I had done 15 years ago. But then I connected with my good friends, and they basically protected me. They basically were looking out for me, and that's priceless. And it's probably not possible to have a really good experience without having, you know, these angels kind of looking over you and protecting you, and you know, concerned genuinely about your well-being. And I heard stories from friends that said, you know, after you left, my husband got a promotion in his job because his English was another level, and now he's very successful and what have you. And these people remember me, actually, and they remind me about these things that I'd even forgotten myself. So I had made a footprint and affected people 15, 20 years ago. And I say that's maybe a cosmic karma coming back to you. Maybe if you're a religious person, that's the angels on your shoulder and God looking for your well-being and your survival and your prosperity. In a spiritual sense, I'm quite happy to survive simply with less stuff, and actually spend more of any income I have on travelling. I'm not paying rent. Again, with the idea that you're either providing help or support or services in exchange for things that you always have to pay for. I think that's one of the keys to life, is that some services can be exchanged. Some things you have to pay for, there's no option. But services generally, if you have a service or a skill yourself, and you have a good network, those people can be open to exchanging like for like. And philosophically, from a sense of equal under the law and under God, an hour of my life is worth an hour of your life. And if you're happy to give me an hour of your time, I'm happy to give you an hour of my time. And this is a mutual transaction, doesn't involve anybody else. And I think that's the beauty of it. So I try to cultivate this and get people to understand that time actually is the only thing that has any value. So let's understand that and see how we can exchange and help each other. Yeah, it's pretty simple, and I've been fortunate to be able to continue this. It is a struggle though, I must say, but it's one of those points where you realise you know what you have to do, so just go out and do it, and you'll face challenges every day, and you'll learn about yourself, and you'll notice that yeah, this is a perfect world that has been created for us, and only we are ruining it, or let's say a very small portion of the population on the planet are destroying things. So let's create our own parallel society and our own systems, and dig into history. 5,000 years of civilization, you know, are there compared to 300 years of the modern West. So let's take those systems back. Let's find out other ways that we can build and move forward. Take care, and I'm signing out now, and it was good to get that all off my chest and talk to you in a more intimate, relaxed fashion. And do follow me on Patreon and support my music, or share my music, give me some feedback. I am working now with my good friend James, who is doing the production work in the UK, and I am traveling around now recording all these jam sessions and looking for stems and recording ethnic instruments, which I will be sending to James, and hopefully we'll be putting some really eclectic mixes together and multicultural, and mixing the modern music with the ancient, and looking for a nice balance to move forward and continue a world tour of multicultural destinations. Thank you, and peace, love and joy. See you soon.